This is a Full Circle Podcast Show production. Crime.
Let's get it together.
Education.
Let's get it together.
Marriage.
Let's get it together.
Politics.
Let's get it together. Full circle.
Poverty.
Let's get it together.
Race.
Let's get it together. Full circle.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Full Circle Podcast Show, episode number 72. I'm Darryl E. McCullough, the same poet, and as always, I'm joined with the songstress, Carmen E. Miller. How are you, Carmen?
Hey, how are you? It's been so long.
I have missed you so much.
I've missed you too.
There's been nobody to keep me in line. Trust me, your boy is out of hand. I am
can
totally
tell.
out of hand.
I can tell.
Totally
I
out
can
of
tell.
hand. I learned a new word during our break.
What word did you learn?
It's woke. Woke.
That's not new.
I didn't know anything about it. I'm gonna use it in a sentence. That movie was woke.
How so?
Carmen is woke,
I am awake. I am.
which would mean I'm asleep, I guess.
You need a nap.
I
feel
need a
like you
nap.
do.
I need a
feel like you
nap. I need a nap. Now, the fitness guru, who we actually probably gonna have to change her name to the politician guru,
Yes.
and she's late as well. But she's been doing a whole lot, so
She
she's going to join us
is.
in a little bit.
I'm
So we're
very
going to
proud
have to
of
rock
her.
and roll the show, you and I, like the old days.
Like the old days.
Also, we'll probably get a call from Rashone Bryant. So this is going to be great, a reunion episode of the Full Circle
African Caesar.
Podcast Show. Absolutely.
All right. Well, you know what? It is so good to be back together because there's been so much going on in the world. And I do have to say one thing that I've been holding on to for a little bit.
Oh, this is going to be bad. We can't curse on the show. We don't curse.
No, I'm not going to cuss. Not this time. Not quite yet. It's still early. But I just want to say a heartfelt and really sincere, I told you so. You already know.
But
You already know. I told you so.
okay,
Okay?
and I'm sure we'll get into that.
And you can own that.
And okay, all right. You got it. Now everybody's been so busy. We got Carmen and politics and everything.
I'm not in politics.
Every
That's
time I
Erika.
see you, I'm sorry, Erika is in politics and everything,
Yes.
and you are, I see you doing a lot of
A lot of shows.
shows.
A lot of concerts.
Fantastic.
Lots of concerts. As a matter of fact, this has been really one of the best summers that I've had in a long time. The weekend before last, I opened up for some of my favorite singers, John B. and Stokely of Mint Condition. I've been able to headline a couple of festivals, and I've been doing pretty good. So
That
life
is
is good.
fantastic. I've been seeing you.
I've been seeing you too. You've got your artwork and you're doing your podcast with all of the African art and all
I've been
of
doing
the,
a little YouTube
the
videos. Yeah.
antiquing and
Yep,
all of that.
yep.
I keep up with it. It's just it's his antiques. He shows off his antiques on YouTube.
I get about 50 views on YouTube. It's fun.
He does all right.
It's fun. But I'm just proud of you both. But you know what? I've done some other stuff I didn't tell you about.
What'd you do?
I thought about leaving my wife
Oh Lord.
for this fine young thing.
Oh no.
I almost did it.
Karen, you are such a long
I almost did it. But
wonderful woman.
then I realized I don't know how to do anything, Carmen.
You know what? This ain't what you want.
I don't
This ain't what you want out here, Playboy.
I don't know how to
This is-
cook.
it's
I don't
really
know.
not what
I
you
don't
want.
wash dishes.
Let me tell you, these city girls are not playing with
They
you
not
old
playing
men.
that?
They are not playing with you, old men. They don't cook. They don't clean.
They don't make sweet peach cobbler. They
They
gotta
don't do
make peach
none
cobbler.
of that. Let me tell you something. These girls, all they know how to do is order DoorDash and twerk. I promise you. They don't know how to do nothing else.
See, I can't. That's when I was like, let me go home.
The city girls are winning, honey. I thought I was gonna have a hot girl summer. I realized that I am a golden girl compared to these children. I'm cool.
No, You know, I love having people lunch envious of me. I bring my lunches
See,
to
that's
work.
what Karen is a good woman. She's
And they like
good woman.
what restaurant did you get that from? I'm like,
She cooks.
my wife
She's
made that.
She's a lovely woman. You really don't want these type of problems, Playboy.
All right, I'm good.
Let me tell you, there is nothing out there. If you want to go outside, I promise you're gonna come right back in the house. You're gonna come right back in the house.
Wow, man. Well, what do you want to do today? You want to get on in this topic and we can get
I
rocking
think
and
we
rolling?
should. I think we should get going because people have been missing us. People haven't been wondering about what's been going on in the world and all that good stuff. So we should get into it. Let's do it.
Fantastic.
So, today's topic, we're going to be discussing that we're still friends after a three-year podcast. And this is also known as our reunion episode. And it should be interesting because there are so many things that we've been through together, like some really heartfelt things. And I hope that people really enjoy, just seeing us again after all this time. Also, I want to begin by thanking everybody for patiently waiting for this reunion episode and always listening and sharing our past episodes with your family and friends. And thank you for liking us on Facebook and on YouTube and following the videos. This episode will also be placed on YouTube. It's going to be there exclusively.
Absolutely. Now, speaking on our last podcast, as we always used to do, our last podcast show was almost 3 years ago.
Yep, almost 3 years.
And the episode, it just so happened that you and Erika were off that day. And I did the show with Stacy Urich. Is that her?
Yeah, from Bucci Mama.
From Bucci Mama, absolutely. Yeah. And your girl.
Sonia McNair, Flunder McNair.
Yep.
She was so great. Sonia Organics has grown so much. She's got so many products out. Really, really, she's done well since.
She got some sweet corn. I want some sweet corn.
Now,
Now, that episode, believe it or not, was February 9th, 2019.
Oh my God, that seems like a lifetime ago.
Isn't that crazy?
It does.
That episode was how I became an entrepreneur producing kombucha. So that was a fun show. I did not know that was going to be the last show, but it all worked out.
You know what? Speaking of which, we actually have somebody on the line who is a big friend of and a part of this family. None other than Rashone Bryant, African Caesar from the Sneaker Box Podcast. Hey, bruh.
Hey.
You know what? We cannot do this without you. We absolutely had to have you here.
Bruh.
He's trying it. He is trying it. He stay trying it.
I see. I mean, obviously, Darryl didn't feel that way because he gave me such last-minute notice, but,
No.
Why did he tell you we were doing this?
But thank God for telephone.
See there.
I called you like 8 o'clock this morning.
See.
I mean, how much notice do you need?
I mean, Darryl lives in the most remote, whitest town in Michigan.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I've been to his house.
Hey, look.
I feel like that's where they film all of those Jordan Peele movies.
I was going to say,
we're going to talk about that, too. We're going to talk about that.
That's when I first learned about Sundown Town.
Oh.
It gets dark over there, bro.
You know what?
Dark, real dark.
Have any of you guys seen Nope?
We're going to talk about that. We're going to that's on the we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that.
Yes.
Now, Rashone, we're going to get deep, okay? But we're going to get rocking and rolling, get to that part. But Carmen, why don't you give us some inspiration, as you always do? We called it Carmen's Slate.
Okay, well, my motivational My motivational quote today is, if they abandon you in your valley, don't invite them to your mountaintop. A lot of us have been through so much in the last few years, especially with COVID and dealing with the pandemic and all of the aftermath of that. We all have been through stuff. And there have been times where you can feel at your worst or your loneliest or your lowest. And that's when you need people who are really in your corner. And if they abandoned you when you really needed them, then they weren't for you to begin with. And now when you start winning, hey, if you forget me, you forgot me.
Now,
And that's what it is.
I love that. Okay, because I have a saying. It's like with me, you're either on the boat or off the boat. There's no waiting at the dock.
They say you can either get right or get left.
Hey, shout out to A. Whitney.
No, dude. Nameless.
Whoa!
Nameless.
Shots fired.
Nameless. He's the person that will be named. He's called Nameless right now. And we gonna get deep, bruh.
Oh,
I'm telling you,
already?
we're gonna get deep. We almost there.
Oh man!
If we can just skip over politics.
No, we cannot.
Then
Yeah, okay, so because what had happened was I did have a I told you so for our boy. I gave Darryl his I told you so at the beginning of the show. So yeah, let's talk politics.
But what are we gonna talk about? Listen, all I
we're
want to say is
we're going to talk about
Clinton. Okay,
we're going to talk about
Donald Trump is not president.
That's correct.
Nobody needs to talk about Donald Trump. We can talk about.
We can talk about Donald Trump.
We can talk about sleepy time president. They got to be in bed by 7 p.m.
We can talk about how Donald Trump has stolen state secrets and had to be raided by the FBI.
I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah,
I was watching Fox News, and Fox News ain't said nothing about that.
Because he's a whole criminal. Okay, we could talk about that, or we could talk about Joe Biden forgiving student loans. Or we can talk about the deficit.
Is that going to happen?
It actually has happened already. $10,000 in student loans for people who have who weren't qualified Pell Grant, and $20,000 if you were qualified for Pell Grant. There are people whose debt, 20 million people whose college debt has been completely wiped out.
How much money does a household have to make to qualify for this?
Actually, under $125,000.
Oh no, I can't qualify. Never mind.
Excuse me, Mr. Moneybags. There are so many people who can.
Okay. No, I can qualify.
Listen here. I tell you what. That was one thing that's been done. Also, I want to highlight the fact that we're on track now to have the deficit cut by $1.7 trillion, the biggest deficit drop in history.
I wish we would have did the show when all these gas prices were sky high.
But they're not.
If Trump was
anymore.
the president, if he was the president,
we'd all
Democrats
still have COVID.
would have burned the earth.
We would all still have COVID. That's
actually, if I can chime in, actually gas prices were going up. The only reason it got derailed is because of COVID.
Sure did.
Rashone, let me just, if I may, go back. I'm sorry,
can
bro.
we go back?
We didn't give you an introduction, man. Rashone from the Sneaker.
I already did that part.
Did you?
I did.
I didn't hear that.
He's trying to change the subject,
Oh,
folks.
okay.
Yeah, I know.
But also, you know what? I'm not. You know what? Here. I'm gonna throw you a bone.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw you a bone because I did say that this is gonna be a happy and a really a cohesive podcast. So I'm gonna throw you a bone about politically. I do want to thank Donald Trump for showing me the underbelly of this nation. And exposing a lot of people's biases. So there you go.
Okay, I'll take that. Now, are we good? You want to get into some entertainment?
I'm entertained. Are you not entertained?
Hey, because I just want to get to the meat.
Well, I'll tell you what. Before he said
speaking of underbellies and meat, that's how Darryl keeps his job.
Hey.
Wow. I'm so glad you're here, Rashone.
I'm so glad you're not in studio, bro. Because I'm from Cleveland. We don't play that crap.
Dude,
well, the suburbs.
I don't play
the
anything
suburbs.
because y'all ain't got no money in Cleveland.
The suburb. We make a good corned beef sandwich, way better than Detroit.
No, you do.
Don't do that.
Them Red Cross sandwiches you call corned beef sandwiches.
Would you tell him?
Okay. I know somebody. who you know, said, I don't eat corned beef unless it's dripping down my arm with that Thousand Island dressing. You're covering up good meat.
Okay, I'm not. Okay.
And if anybody knows good meat,
I was waiting for you to do that.
I was going to say something, but I ain't going to say
I'm
it.
waiting.
If you with a woman and she's talking about, well, get the whipped cream and
You
the
know what?
strawberries
You know what?
and the pineapples. No. Why you got to put all that stuff on it? It should just be raw.
I'm afraid we've gotten derailed. I'm going to go into the entertainment
All right.
segment, and what I'd like to do is thank Eric Seals of the Eric. I'd like to thank Eric Seals of the Stone Soup Recording Studio in Maumee, Ohio. So any of you singers or musicians or podcasters who are looking to record in a world-class studio, please visit www.stonesouprec.com or check him out on Facebook at the Stone Soup Recording Studio and like the page. This one is already off the rails.
Hey.
I can't even do my commercials.
and look, if you want Darryl, and if you got good meat and you want Darryl to taste it, Darryl, give him your number real quick. Shout it out.
Hey, 777.
9311.
That's what I'm saying.
100%.
That's what I'm saying. Don't let the tucked in shirt fool you, ladies.
Wow.
Your boy gets down.
So we know.
He said, "Is that a
Like I said, that's how you keep your job.
He said, "Is that a camisole?"
Hey, absolutely. Now, Carmen, it's been so much going on in entertainment.
Oh yeah.
Carmen and I may disagree
On so much.
on
On so much.
on some things political, but usually if she likes a movie, most of the time I like it. She recommends things and I'll recommend things, you know. So I miss a lot of things that have happened entertainment-wise in the world, and I haven't been able to talk to her face to face.
Right.
Now,
There've been so many.
I guess I have to go to things of late.
Okay.
We weren't together for the slap that was seen all over the world with Will Smith and Chris
Oh,
Rock.
yeah. How'd you feel about that?
That cut me deep
Why did you say that?
because Chris Rock was my guy.
Ugh,
He is my guy.
Really?
Because,
Yeah.
because I like him and Dave Chappelle. They're like philosophers.
Okay, so look, and I get that they come from the same, school of or whatever, but I've never been like a Chris Rock person.
And I never like Will Smith other than getting jiggy with it.
I dig Will Smith, and I'm gonna tell you what, I dig him as a person.
I don't like his
and
wife.
I feel like
I don't like his
You know
knucklehead
what?
kids.
You know-
What? I'm sorry.
what?
We'll edit that out.
That ain't. You need to go to the red table. You really do. You need to sit at the red table. And I don't know why you don't like her. You and her got the same haircut.
Well, that's true. Wow.
Right.
I don't know why you don't like her.
Yeah, I mean,
Darryl got alopecia too.
hey,
And that ain't no slight. I'm just gonna say I like Will, and I feel like he got the raw end of the deal for being who he is. And I feel like a lot of people mistake his kindness for weakness at a lot of times. And at that point, he probably just had enough in that moment.
but
That's
all
what
the
I mean.
all the stuff that done went down
Go right ahead.
now.
Go right ahead. What's up,
right.
Rashone?
So, from my point of view, Will Smith. First of all, I love Will Smith. I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah.
You love
As a
him.
matter of fact, he's
Don't
the
do this.
reason why I got into sneakers. Watching
I feel
Fresh
that.
Prince of
I
Bel-Air.
feel that.
He was fly, right?
Mhm.
But what I saw in that reaction to Chris Rock's joke, which was very, very, benign to me. I mean, that's what they do.
You're
right?
using big words,
But-
bro. So I'm gonna take it personal. What is you saying?
Now I feel like, you know what though, there's backstory there too, because that's not the first time that Chris got fly with them in particular.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, one, I don't think that was in the forefront of their mind.
No, I
It
get
wasn't
it.
like it's not like he made a career making jokes about Jada Pinkett Smith. Like he
Right.
made 2 jokes previously to that.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is, Will Smith's reaction to me was a man who has been demasculated over the
Okay.
last
Okay.
2 years.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I
you're not
feel
gonna
you.
drag-
Yeah.
You're not gonna
That
drag
slap
me
really
to your
wasn't
show.
like what you're saying is that slap wasn't really for Chris. It was for everybody
Nah,
that had
that
been
was-
getting at him
that
about
was
August and all of that other stuff.
Yeah, that was the short about the camel's back. For one, you're not gonna bring me on your show to talk about how you cheated on me.
Yeah.
Two. You know what I'm saying?
And then parade me around town like we still sweet. Yeah, I got that.
Okay. I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying. Then that's the time you're going to lose it on
Well,
the
you know
night
what?
that
You know what?
he's going to win.
He was being honored, but at the same time, the drinks were flowing and stuff happens.
Yeah.
I feel like in that moment, Will was not himself, and a lot of times,
I agree.
and I feel like there's a time and a place for everything, but like in that moment, Will was not himself because you could visibly see that he wasn't like all that there. You know what I mean? Maybe
Okay.
it might have been it might have been a substance, it might have just been, whatever. But I feel like he just wasn't himself in that moment because Will is very media savvy and media conscious. So yeah. I think that now he's regaining I think that it will not take a lot for him to reinstate himself in the mainstream because even with that, people love to see you fall, but a redemption story is always a good story too.
I
Agreed.
I agree with that. But when I think of myself, there are two ways. I'm very calm. I'm very mellow kind of guy. It's two ways that you're gonna get me: disrespect and embarrassment.
Yeah,
So
I do think that he was embarrassed.
okay,
Very.
I think so. Now you're talking about him getting back into the world. What about Chris Rock? He
I
will
think-
always be the guy who
No,
got
I
slapped.
think that actually it rose. I think it raised his street cred. I think because he actually handled that with dignity, and
Okay.
he became in that moment a Hollywood darling where they weren't really checking for him before.
I will say this though, it could have went the other way though because for any grown man to get slapped, right? Like
Yeah.
I think about the Dave Chappelle skit where
Yes.
Charlie Murphy was talking about Rick James.
Charlie
Right.
Murphy.
Yeah, and he was talking about back in the day, like when you got smacked, they had a gunfight after that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
somebody had to go. So like you gonna smack me on national TV, the whole world sees it.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? That could have easily went the other way for Chris, where people be looking at him like like he's sweet.
Like you saw.
And so,
yeah.
but I will say he handled it professionally. And I think what people don't think about is that could have easily turned into two black men fighting on national TV at the Oscars.
Right.
Had he responded, like most of us would have.
Bruh.
And I'm
that would have been
I'm
ugly.
gonna tell you what.
That made me think of me and Rashawn. Woo! If
You don't
Rashawn
want this,
I
bro.
would
don't-
do,
I don't think-
No, you don't want this.
if you would have slapped me,
I
Rashawn,
don't.
No, I would definitely be Will Smith in the scenario.
dude, I would have scratched you from your forehead to your neck.
I'm not gonna watch that on TV. I'm not gonna do that.
Darryl don't want that one. I will say this too.
Yes, sir.
If that was The Rock and not Chris Rock, I don't think Will Smith goes up there.
No.
Yeah.
No. I think he chose his opponent very, very wisely.
Yeah.
But I hope they'll be able to
The
fix
Rock
this.
can tell that joke and get away with it.
Yeah.
The Rock can definitely tell that joke and get away with it.
I hope they fix this though. I tell you that.
I'm sure that there will come a time where financially it'll be financially savvy for them to fix it, but that won't be in the near future.
Can I tell you who I'm really mad at though?
Who's that?
Well, okay, let me say this before I say what I'm about to say.
What you-
One, I hope that this does not define who he is. Like Will Smith has had a long career.
Exactly.
I'm doing
Yeah,
great
but he
things.
like Bill
And-
Cosby. He's
No,
untouchable.
but like I said, what I was gonna say is so like as far as like the redemption story, I think he does have a redemption arc. I think there is
Yeah.
still a redemption arc for Will Smith.
And it was
Yeah.
right on the it just happened right after that. What was that movie they put out about them sisters?
Don't do this.
It was
King
o-
Richard. It
yeah.
was great. It won. He won the
No, he was
Oscar
great
for
in
it.
that.
He was.
I've seen better.
Listen, Will Smith
Where?
at the end of the day, no matter how famous he is, he's still a person. He's still human.
Exactly. We all
And
have those
so-
moments. We have human moments, and I feel like that's what
Exactly.
that was.
But I'm
We
gonna
just
go over
have the
here.
benefit of not having cameras in our faces 24/7.
Say that.
But I'm gonna
What?
go here though, bruh. One thing that bothers me, and this is not the most politically correct thing to say anymore, but I hate to see a dude that's a punk. And I do think he's a punk in his relationship.
We don't know what
Oh,
goes
100%.
on.
And maybe he-
behind closed
Nah.
doors. We
No,
don't know.
I agree with Darryl on that one.
I mean, well, you know what? I don't know what them people do because I feel like there have been rumors all through the years about that, and I don't know. I'm gonna let
Just
that
based on
go.
what we've seen. But that's why the person I'm really mad at is Jada. Like, even if you let's just say the Red Table Talk. Let's
Can I be
forget everything else that happened before the Oscars. Everybody named Mama knew that he was going to win an Oscar that night. They knew that was going to be Will Smith's night. As a woman
You keep it
who
calm,
was
you keep it
supporting her
comfortable.
man, she should have stopped him. Like, she should have stopped him from acting out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this your night,
Sometimes
baby.
you got to protect
Don't
your man
ruin
from
it.
himself, for
Very
sure.
much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. But at the same time, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
I bet you no white woman would have let that mess happen.
I'm not dealing with you. I've never been a fan. I've never been a fan of hers because I feel as if she has always treated her marriage like a media assignment.
And I
that is-
liked her in Menace
I agree.
to Society.
That's
and said it
just
all.
Socially, from what I've seen, she's always treated her marriage and her family like a media assignment, and it has and something about her just does not ring genuine.
You know what it is? Do you know what it is?
What's that?
There's this song out that I heard on satellite. It's called Envy. And I actually, I don't, OG,
What are you?
but she made a song called Envy.
What are you saying?
And I think
She
people
envies
have
her
to be,
success?
sometimes, even though you're married, you can be jealous of your spouse. And I think she's envious of Will Smith.
I do think that they are not on they're not equally yoked when it comes to their celebrity, and that may be a factor.
But you have to realize, Carmen, if you and I are married and I got a Cadillac, you got a Cadillac. We in this together.
I'm a different person than her. I'm a very different person than her. I'm a very
She want her
different
own.
person.
She want her own
But you was
Cadillac.
happy in your marriage. I don't know. She don't give you the same vibe.
It's a vibe I get, and I don't know the woman. Like I said, I don't know what they do over there. That's them. More entertainment. Speaking about slaps, we were.
Well, can I ask something real quick?
Oh, go ahead.
All right. So real quick, we talked about before the show. We were talking about how men and women, the dynamic, and how
Yes.
I don't think either side understands each other. I think one of the things that she did, and maybe she didn't mean to do it, but I see a lot of women kind of gloss over it, is, her and Tupac were real close and they had a relationship.
Ooh.
But to constantly talk about
that's something
how
you don't
much he
throw.
meant.
Yeah, you don't throw
you
that
know
up in
what I'm saying?
somebody's face forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As if my wife was constantly talking about some other man that, like, I would feel some type of way. Even if I knew they were just friends, you don't do that.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying?
This is what I live off this, okay?
Yeah.
When I meet someone, the first thing I want to say to them is, show me your last boyfriend.
Don't do this.
And the one before that. Because if the dude got braids and he got a football jersey on and gold teeth, what is you with me for? I'm the polar opposite, okay? You got to see who they date.
That's not
Now.
That might be why they may not.
She might want to come up.
She might.
She don't want to do a
She
thug.
might want to change her life.
Got
or
it. Because if
whatever.
I see Tupac in that bedpost notch, nah, dog. I can't follow behind Tupac.
What?
I'm just that ain't gonna happen.
I can't. Tupac been dead for 20 years.
I'm just saying.
That man been dead for 20 years.
I can't follow behind.
I'm sure.
That's the problem, though.
Hey,
He
if
been
that's
dead for
your
20
line
years
in the
and she keep
sand,
bringing him up.
if that's your line in the sand, and I'm
I
not
want to
gonna
see
lie,
a dude look just like me.
It sounds to me like it was probably quality peen because nobody still talks after 20 years, except for Irv Gotti.
Wow. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
After
Get 'em.
20 years.
Get
Oh
'em.
my God. Yeah, he's still pining or claiming not to pine for Ashanti. Apparently,
And he got a whole wife at home.
a whole wife.
Listen,
and apparently an assortment of beautiful girlfriends. Right?
I ain't never got over my first love. Hey, babe, I hope you listening to the show.
Hey, I'm
Hopefully he's listening.
Ashanti is a queen for real because she still got them locked.
Wow.
100%.
Now, you were saying...
Carmen didn't hear that.
What?
No, he said, Darryl brought up his first love, and I said, hopefully he's listening.
Well, hey, listen. Hey, if Disney and Netflix can do it, we can bring that
That dynamic.
We can check
are
a box
are we
on
doing
this show
that?
too.
I don't think we're doing that
You
here.
know.
I don't feel like we're doing that here. I don't feel like-
Now, this is one thing that Carmen and I, we used to watch. I'm going to go to when we were talking about slaps. I'm going to get back into the slap. Did you see 3 slaps on Atlanta?
Yes. Let me tell you what. I
I
have
started to call you.
Dude, I have to tell you that this season of Atlanta was probably the best season they've ever done, hands down, because they've touched on so many things and it was so nuanced and it was so well done. Shout out to Donald Glover. They did their thing.
I need to watch it.
Oh.
If it's on Hulu,
It is crazy.
be sure to watch the 3rd season. They touched on
Episode 1, 3 slaps.
dude.
It's too much TV. Like Better Call Saul was on. And
I know, but I'm gonna tell you, it's limited episodes, but they touch on so much. You absolutely have to.
You can watch that tonight because it has nothing to do with the cast. You know, it's one of those, what do you call it, little random episodes that they do?
They're so random, but they're.
I love that though.
But they're so. When I say they're nuanced, they touch on so many issues that are happening in the news. So, for example, this 3 Slaps was basically about that story a few years ago where the 2 women adopted all those kids and then drove off the cliff.
I had no idea that that's
Washington.
what it was about.
It really
I didn't know
happened,
that was about.
But it's so good. I'm gonna recommend that. That gets my highest recommendation.
You got to watch that. Now I'm going to tell you about Atlanta. You know what I love about Atlanta?
What's that?
The whole cast
The gay
is
community?
talented.
The whole cast is talented, but I love the cameos. Now, they had Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
They had what's the guy from True Blood? Oh my God,
I know you're talking
Yeah.
about. I stopped watching that show.
okay, but there were so many cameos, and they were so wild. I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna see actors outside of their element, and it's very cool, very very cool.
Love that. Now, to get to the question that our producer Eric Sills brought up, did you see Nope?
Nope.
don't.
You ever seen that on SpongeBob? When,
You're not missing anything, Carmen.
when they blink in their eyes,
Carmen, you're not missing that thing.
Oh my God.
bruh,
That movie was trash.
Oh my God.
I went and saw that in IMAX. And I was like, okay, what is going on? I wanted that movie to be so good. And
I did too.
I love Jordan Peele, but I think that he's bought into his own hype.
Dude, there was a whole storyline that had nothing to do with the movie.
I'd rather see that.
No, real talk. Honestly, like
That
somebody
scared
make
me.
a movie about a monkey, a killer monkey.
Wait, what?
Dude, that was
Thank you.
scary.
They had a what?
Exactly.
They had a what?
You didn't see it?
I did not see
Carmen,
Nope. I did
listen,
How
not.
did you
Spoiler
not go
alert.
see that?
I promised.
Spoiler alert.
I'm sorry.
There's a
Please spoil
whole
it for me because I
storyline.
don't want to.
Look, there's a whole storyline about a monkey on a TV show that just went ape shit and killed like the entire cast
I
and crew.
need that in my life. That
he can
sounds
tell
much
you
more
about that, and that's not
That
going to change nothing about the
sounds-
movie.
Hey, look,
much more
Carmen,
interesting than.
and it had nothing to do with the
I was gonna
overall story.
I was gonna say that sounds much more interesting than the premise of the actual movie. So
You know what I hate
what's that?
about is like I've seen a lot of people. You know, people try to sound intelligent and they
Oversell it. They try to they try to wax philosophical about what's going on or what the themes and shit were.
over intellectualize.
Yeah, no.
And I'm like, and here's the thing.
You can't
Like,
sell
okay,
me.
like if I write a great song, right, but I
Yeah.
can't sing, nobody cares about the lyrics because I can't sing.
No,
right?
you cannot.
okay,
and
but
that's
see,
the thing.
He's
Yeah,
deep.
and the movie didn't sing.
He's
Like it
At
had,
all.
Get
it
Out,
had
Us,
bits and pieces that were great.
I
But
loved Get Out. I loved Us.
and we can talk about
Yeah.
that
I
all
did.
day. We can talk about
This did
Us
not-
half the day, but this
me
Nope,
tell
oh,
Nope
me-
was
Us wasn't
too
that
deep.
good.
Let me
Nope
tell you
was
what.
too deep.
This one, it just didn't grab me from the trailers. Didn't even grab me.
I can't believe that you didn't see that.
Okay, but
Even though
I'm
it's
going to tell
it's
you what I
bad.
did see. I'm going to tell you what I did
What
see.
you see?
House of the Dragon. And now we back on them thrones.
Okay.
We
All
back
right.
on them thrones.
You know that I love Game of Thrones.
Talk to me.
Rashone got on me because I was afraid of the White Walkers and all that. But
Did you see it?
But
I thought that would be your favorite characters because they were white.
you know what? That is a very good point. But that last season, it hurt me.
I know.
They
it was
played me.
That was garbage. That was hot garbage.
I was
and
mad for a long
deserve,
time.
We
we
deserve
stop?
a season 8 do-over. We really
No,
do.
can we stop? No, stop. Can we stop acting like Game of Thrones was really a good show?
It was a great
It
show.
wasn't.
Top
really
5
was.
best series
show.
on
It was a great
television.
It had moments.
Top 5.
It had moments. It had moments. But overall, it was not a really good show.
What is you watching? The Wire or something? I mean, what is you talking about?
I mean, The Wire was better. Breaking Bad was better. Like, I mean, you want to go down the list?
Okay, but
Better Call Saul?
I will tell you this. I will say this. I loved Game of Thrones because it was something that wasn't on TV at the time. It was different from everything that was on TV at the time. So that's what I really felt about it, the fantasy aspect of it. You know, it was pure escapism. And this one I think is going to take us back to that place.
Now, but it hurt me. Okay, the wounds healed.
Okay.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
So between that last episode, season 8.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, House of Dragon. Okay, cool. I got HBO. I'm paying for it. I might as well watch it. I was right there, 9:00, waiting.
What happened?
Visually, what you would expect.
Uh-huh.
Amazing. I'm in. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
I'm watching it.
Now, I will say this. It's very derivative.
I don't know the names, just
It's
like
extremely,
on
it's
Game of
extremely
Thrones.
derivative.
Because you
Because
like,
you
I
got-
like that character,
you got-
and then they get killed.
Right.
I ain't got time for all them names.
I'm not gonna get attached to anybody, but I will say we have the little girl Daenerys Jr. We got Great Value Littlefinger. We got
Great value.
Wannabe-
Equate.
wannabe Marjorie. We got it's very derivative, but I like it.
Now, I'm gonna just go. What you got, Rashone?
I was gonna say, like, there was a movie that came out this year that was possibly one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. And
Watch
it
this
doesn't
be,
get
watch
talked
this
about
be
enough.
terrible.
What's that?
What is it?
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Oh,
Okay.
hell
Okay.
no.
Okay, that was a good movie.
Oh, hell.
That was a good movie.
That movie
Hell no.
was so great.
Oh, hell.
That was a good movie. I paid for that movie, 1999.
Whoa.
I paid for that
You
movie.
ain't like it, Carmen?
Yo.
You didn't like that movie?
Oh my God, that was such a good movie.
It was a lot. I'm just gonna say that. It was a whole lot.
That was the point.
It was a lot.
It
That was
made
the
me
point.
think of Kung Fu Hustle
Oh
with
my
the
God.
Matrix.
Okay, here's the great part about it. It starts off as this multiverse movie, but then
Oh my God.
but then it becomes a story about a husband and a wife, a daughter
Yeah.
and a mother, a
Yeah.
father and his daughter, and they tie it together like there's a lot of chaos. Like, it had you laughing and crying at the same time, and I thought it was such a great movie.
I was highly disturbed. I literally left with the expression of confusion. I did.
I like that
Wow.
movie.
I was confused.
I liked it.
I was completely confused.
But that movie
But
does
it
what,
was a
what
lot.
every movie does.
It was a lot.
It checks boxes.
It-
Everything checks a box. We got to
Here
have this.
you-
Yep.
We got to have this.
Here
We
you
got to have
go.
that.
Here you
It was a better multiverse movie than Doctor Strange.
Oh, I'll go with that.
I
I
will
agree.
give you that. I'll give you
I
that.
agree with that.
I will definitely give you that.
I tell you what I did not like.
What's that?
What?
Thor. What was the last Thor?
Love and Thunder?
Love and Thunder.
That was terrible. But it was better
Why?
than. But it was better than Nope.
Wow.
It was just. It was
yeah,
too
that's not
silly.
saying a lot.
You know what though? Thor: Love and Thunder was more of a family movie. I don't think it was along the lines of the more mature Marvel. I think it was more for a good time family movie. And that's cool.
You watching She-Hulk? Hulk?
I am watching She-Hulk. I'm not enjoying it.
What?
The ratings are terrible.
I'm watching
Carmen, you
She-Hulk.
sounded like Daryl.
No. And no
This
reason.
is my girl. What you talking
don't
about?
do this. Don't do this. I don't.
We agree on this.
Don't do this because it's
It's
the
a
first
6.5. It's a
It's the
6.5.
first episode, and they always go in a little slow. You know what I mean?
It's a 6.5.
It was the first episode. I'll give her a chance. I'll give her a chance.
You didn't see the second episode then.
I
No,
saw the
not yet.
second
I haven't
episode
seen-
today.
I haven't seen the second.
The first episode had the greatest in-credit scene ever.
I'm treating her like the Adventures of Bucky and Sam.
Oh, no. No. That show was garbage.
So far, I'm treating her like the Adventures of Bucky and Sam.
Nah. Nah. Not you tripping. We I don't know what the drug testing policy is for this show, but obviously it's not being enforced.
I've been drinking. I've been drinking.
Man.
So we're gonna move to the next slot so we can get into this heavy topic. But before that, Carmen. Oh, you know what? I got a national holiday.
I'm sure it's not real.
This is real, and I saw this.
You know these aren't
And I
real.
saw this. I saw
I already
this.
know.
And I'm going to read this right off of our notes. It says, today is National Women Stop Telling Men, if you cheat on me, I hope your thing falls off day.
That's not a that's not a thing.
I know a lot of
not
men who cheat.
Oh, boy.
And none of them have ever said that they thing or has fallen off because of this.
I don't think that's real. This whole thing you call a holiday is not a real thing.
If people can do it on Facebook,
Wow.
there are a lot of, and stop talking negative about women who cheat with married men. These women are, they are degreed, they are classy. They don't have to be sluts.
Have you lost your mind, sir?
Well, I'm just letting you know. Stop saying that, ladies. It's,
I say what I want.
You know what the funny and sad part is?
What?
His wife probably doesn't even listen to his show.
I'm Karen is a long-suffering and wonderful woman. She earned a place in
Emphasis on
heaven.
long suffering.
listen, we've been married over 20 years. And you know what happens when you're married over 20 years?
What's that?
My uncle, he was walking through the house. He's like, that's my wife's bedroom. That's my bedroom.
That's not a thing.
What? You
No.
get separate bedrooms.
You don't.
Everybody had their own. No?
Are you sleep divorced? Are you two sleep divorced? Are you sleep divorced?
Oh,
I've heard about that.
That's what it's called. It's called being sleep divorced.
I'm not going through all that paperwork. We can make this work.
You don't need paperwork. It's just separate bedrooms. It's called being sleep divorced.
I'm going through that. So let's get into this meat, Carmen. You want to get into this?
Yes, let's do it. We are. And this right here is the topic is being still friends after 3 years of a podcast. We are still friends after a 3-year podcast, you and I. Statistics show that most podcast groups end after 11 episodes. Over 3 years and over 50,000 audio downloads for our one little old podcast. The things that with us is that we didn't break up over like little silly stuff.
We didn't break up.
I know.
We didn't break up.
We've still been friends over the years, as far as even with the distance of COVID, even with all of the different, ins and outs of the things that happen. So
Carmen, we talk. You and I talk all the time.
we do.
You came to my African art auction.
That was fun.
You turned the mother out, as they
You
say
gotta-
in the street.
You got to do that again. You really have to do that again.
And you and another friend of the show, Ramona Collins,
Yes.
who I'm crazy about. It was great. Erika was supposed to be there, but she was busy.
Erica's a very busy woman.
But I think that we were, everything that you post on Facebook, I love it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I love it.
I do. I like yours too. I love yours too. I do.
Notice
Speaking of
she's-
which, no. You know what? I need to congratulate you too on your son graduating from Cedar Heights.
Oh God, yeah, my baby.
I know. Look, we keep in touch on Facebook. I feel like I was there.
Oh, I'm so proud of him. And my daughter, same college, sophomore. I mean,
awesome.
fantastic. Thank you on that.
But that's what I'm talking about. It's the stuff that keeps us together.
But
we can we've kind of been, for us, the distance has been more about like COVID or pod fading.
Right.
Life has happened.
Absolutely.
To where, we couldn't make the podcast itself work, but the friendship is still always there.
And I love that. And that's why I thought that for the reunion show, for us to talk about this, it's good for us to vent, and it's good for other people who have experienced pod fading or their podcast the breaking up of a podcast. And we're going to get into that.
Now, here, DeSuze and Merrill recently, they just ended their show that was so popular on the Stars Network. Was it Stars or Showtime?
Showtime.
Showtime Network. I apologize. But they just ended their show, and they had been partners for quite a while as well. Some of the things that get in the way, that we haven't had to deal with, as far as when things get so big and there's financial issues involved and things like that. Some things that can be a bit of a burden are egos,
But okay. Now let me go to egos. Rashone, can you stop eating the payday candy bar? I can hear all that through the mic. Okay. All of us have egos.
This is
For you to do, you like that?
this is really good.
I told you when you told me what you wanted, I went to the bottom shelf.
This is
I started to get you 5 o'clock Pinot,
No, don't do that.
but I was like, let me go up to at least 10 o'clock.
Very nice.
Okay, but only the best for you.
Thank you.
You know that. Now, egos. If you don't think, Rashone, that you have an ego, and if Carmen, you don't think that you have an ego, and me, myself, to say that I don't have an ego would be a lie, because for all of us to accomplish what we've accomplished,
Yeah.
you got to think a little bit something of yourself.
I think so.
But what you have
But
to
what
do.
what did you accomplish?
I have a very I've done some things. You just don't know, and I'm not going to talk to you about it because you don't need to know. But it's like you have to be able to manage egos.
I think we all hold our own. I think in this realm,
Absolutely.
in this arena, we all hold our own. And that's something that's really important in terms of not just podcasting, but even keeping friendships and that together. And it's one thing to be to have an ego, but to also be able to be a team player,
You just showed the wine. So you mean to tell me Carmen is a celebrity?
Don't do that.
She's giving me her time that I can't even make sure that she has what she wants. Because I value her time.
Yeah. And that's
Rashone, same thing. Sneakers, you're a celebrity in your own
Oh,
right.
yeah,
okay?
You're a full-fledged celebrity.
So when he comes see me, dude, I got it. I'm paying. I got this. He wanted this little funny little Starbucks coffee. I don't even want to say it. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to put you out like that.
Funny little Starbucks.
You see how that happens?
I'll buy his little $9 coffee. You know what I'm saying? Because he deserves
Wow.
that. He deserves that. Now,
Wow.
I'm gonna start from the very beginning
Okay.
of how this show came about and how
all
we
got
met.
together. Yeah.
The truth is,
Make sure you shout out A Wit.
dude,
Here we go.
bruh.
Off rip.
Bruh.
Here we go. All right. I'm with it. I'm here.
I didn't even want to do a podcast. The person who will remain nameless came to me with an idea because he said that my thinking is back in the day. You think old school.
Okay.
So we had this little thing we were going to do. And then because podcast was popping back there, it's okay, we're going to do a podcast.
Yeah.
He was like, we can do this and, record and debate. I was like, man, I don't want to do all that kind of stuff. So we started hunting because I was like, I don't think we can do the show by ourselves. We need a woman. We need a female with this. So I just so happened to be at a book signing
Yeah.
with my cousin.
This was my good girlfriend Marquisa, who
Absolutely.
has been on the show. She told me to come over for a book signing for her cousin. And I'm gonna tell you what, Rashone, Darryl and I bumped heads from the get-go because I thought he was the most arrogant person I had ever met in my life. Everybody else, all the other women, and you know how women are when they go to these book signings. They're all enamored with the author, and they're, oh yeah, and this and that.
I had the crowd. I
they
had
were
everybody.
eating up everything he said,
Except one person.
except me. And I was
Wow.
because he was talking out the side of his head.
She was looking at me. I won. I had everybody. I'm telling you, I had that room.
Oh my God.
And then I just happened to look in a corner and I saw this lady with her arms folded, shaking her head like, no.
none
What
of
you
this is
saying
right.
is nonsense.
Okay.
And
I bought the book.
I was like, I
bought the book to be polite.
I was like,
It's a good book. It's good.
but I was like, you know what? I want to know her. I want to know who she is. Because after we talked, and I liked her voice, her background, everything. I was like, she would be perfect for this show because, to believe it or not, I didn't want a cheerleader.
And you know what? That's fair because so many times you hear different shows and all you get is the one point of view and the person who is supposed to be there to rein somebody in is there giggling and going along. And that's one thing that I thought was such a cool element about this show.
Well, and Carmen she's a thinker. And I was like, well, we were thinking about doing a show here. And she's like, hold up. I got the studio, I got the guy, and she made it so easy. She introduced us to Eric. We didn't go over here. Boom. I met Eric.
It was perfect.
Eric
'cause
Seals,
this place-
Stone Soup. I was like, this is fantastic.
This place has always been my favorite place to record anything. Like it's amazing.
Top notch. This was all Carmen's idea as far as the studio. And we never had an issue,
Never.
top notch. So everything was going well. And Nameless, who was 100% in, kind of got like 98% out.
I want to know. No, you've never told me. You've never told me why. You've always evaded the question. I want to know why. And
This is
why
okay.
we're here. This is why we're here.
I'm going to use this illustration. I think that he thought he was Morris Day and I was Jerome. But the thing is, bruh, you, Jerome, not saying I'm Morris Day, but everybody got an idea.
Yeah,
Everybody got an idea, but it takes somebody to make that happen.
that's true.
You and I made that happen.
And I will say this, and I'm gonna, and this is not blowing smoke or anything like that, and this is just from the professional standpoint of stepping into this realm. Darryl, when you got this together, you ran with it, and we always had a great outline. We always had subject matter. We always were able to banter and bounce off each other. We got in here, we did the work. And it never felt like work. That's you. That's your facilitation. And
Carmen, don't feed his ego.
no, and I'm gonna say
I don't have
that.
an ego.
No, I'm gonna say that because
Yes, I do.
because here's the thing. Without that glue, this and like most podcasts, like you do for your podcast, Rashone, without that dedication, it's very easy for the thing to fall off, right?
Now, I'm going to say this.
And people,
And
people do fall off.
And I'm going to try not to get emotional and man cry. I've been knowing Nameless for 20 years.
Wow.
I've been knowing Nameless for 20 years.
Wow.
And
How'd you,
this show tore us apart. And when he left
Yeah.
me showless, you know who stuck by my side? Carmen, who barely knew who I was. That's when I understood the professionalism
and
of this lady who sits next to me.
thank you. I appreciate that. And I do love this. I love what we're able to put together. I love what we're able to present. And that's why I keep coming.
I always envisioned the show after, you may not remember because you weren't born, the McCullough group, where there's a group of people. You got the left, you got the right, you got the middle.
Okay.
And they can talk about a subject, and they may yell and scream, but at the end of that show, they cool.
Yeah, and we've
because-
had some.
oh, God.
We've had some.
I'm gonna go over here, and then I'm gonna get to you, and then I'm gonna get to you, Rashone, then I'm gonna get to
We
you.
have had some shows.
Now, the thing about Nameless, after we fell off,
Say A-Wit, put a name to it.
he tried to do a show on his own. Now I'm gonna do something from the hood for you, Rashone. There's
Oh, boy.
a rapper, Jay-Z,
What are you talking about?
Jay-Z, Jay-Z,
I think he's trying to say Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
That's you
Wow.
He made a song called "Lost Ones,"
Lord,
and it says,
are you?
I heard MF saying they made Hove. Made Hove say, okay, so make another Hove. So A. Whitney tried to make another Hove, but he couldn't because I wasn't there. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay.
Tell us how you really feel.
So this is what happened. Me and Rashone, I'm at a plant. Nobody speaks to me. You know, I come in there. Hi, good morning. How's everyone? Somebody says, I see this dude. He's mean looking, wasn't talking, sleepy.
Were you sleepy?
And
Did he
they
call you
say,
sleepy?
I don't sleep at work.
no, I said sleepy, meaning he's tired. He needs to get some sleep. He's tired. We working late.
No, that look you saw on my face was being drained because you was in there talking to me.
Okay. So they said, you need to get to know Rashone. And I was like, who is that? The mean dude over in the corner? They was like, oh, he does a podcast show. As soon as they said that, him and I clicked. Okay. Then
I can't imagine you being mean.
I'm not.
Rashone stood in the middle of the plant and he went like this. Then everybody started speaking to me. D-Mac, D-Dog, D-Dog. I was like,
wow.
what? Because they thought I was the Chrysler cop. You know, who's got the marijuana around here? You know, where's the drugs?
Wow.
So when they saw me talking to Rashone, I became cool, okay?
Oh, God.
Wow.
Nameless quit on a Tuesday. Wednesday, Rashone called me. I tell him what's up. He's like, dude, let me be on the show. So I'm like, cool. I got Kevin Durant. And he filled in and everything went great.
We had the best time. We did. We had some great shows.
We did.
We really did.
You know, and you introduced me to Erika
yes.
because that was on the show. You were off. You brought Erika
Yeah.
and you were like, something came up.
Yeah.
So it's just me and Erika. And it's like, okay, what are we going to do? We're going to cancel the show or
no,
what?
She's a fun girl.
She said, no, let's do the show. Boom.
She is such a fun girl.
She jumped right in.
And she has such a huge personality. That was one of the things that I thought was really a cool addition to keep us going, you know? Especially, you know, with so much turnover, with so much with life changing as it did. I thought that was a very, very cool addition, and that, you know, the one thing I love about this, what we have in terms of the show itself, the vibe, the family, as extended as we get, is that our personalities don't conflict to the point where, you know, it doesn't cause us to not be friends outside of this. You know, we can say what we want on here, and we'll continue to be friends. You
Now-
know, because it happens, stuff happens, and it, like I said, it can get tense in here. And a lot of times people take stuff personally, but when you're working and you're trying to make a point and trying to make a product for people to consume, you can't take everything personal.
Now, it's like, I think we have a good vibe.
Yeah. And we've talked about some really heavy things.
Oh,
We've talked about some really heavy things.
Now I'm gonna go over here for a second, and don't get mad all over again.
What's that?
So people, if you're trying to do a show, and you think that you're not gonna have some sensitive subjects, we got 72 episodes. That may not be a lot to Rashone, but for your average podcast, so that's a lot. So you mean to tell me you don't think that me and Carmen gonna fall out or something like that? Now I'm gonna go here. We had an episode where we literally, it got hot, and Carmen did some obscene gestures with her fingers.
It was a very adult episode.
And we had to block that out. Now, because we always try to stay at a certain level.
I don't know if
Now-
you were. I don't think you were.
And
It was okay.
we could have fell out
It
after
was
that. But we didn't.
the British white nationalist guy. I do believe
You
he's
got a
talking
great
about.
memory.
Oh.
You got a great memory. Now, this right here.
Oh, I'll never forget that.
Now, okay. Now
Will
speaking of
never
that, now that was
forget
what was
that.
that? That was episode 49.
Was it?
Please don't go and read the YouTube comments. Carmen,
Oh, I did.
Don't
no,
read
no, no.
the comments.
No, I'm gonna tell you what though. I'm gonna tell you what. Those incels do not scare me. Those poor little guys who are lonely and worship people like him. They're just mad because they said that those kind of guys are like the loneliest demographic now.
Now one of those comments was mine, but go on.
And I just know that they're just kind of mad that women will probably prefer a battery operated rose than a coin operated.
Wow.
Never mind.
So, but the thing is,
You know, can I jump in?
I'm
Can I just
I'm just
interject?
gonna put that there. I'm gonna leave that right there.
Can I interject real quick
Go
on
ahead.
that?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because I have a sneaker podcast, and even now, every now and then, we'll bring up something racially,
Oh yeah.
some type of racial topic, whatever. And I get negative feedback, and I'm very unapologetic. I'm like, I'm black,
That's
so
it.
therefore I have a black point of view.
Well, you know, I was an angry black woman that day to these people in their comments on YouTube. So, and
But they can be angry white men all day, though.
I'm doing the gesture again.
but
No, but my whole thing is everybody has a license to be angry.
we'll block that out later. But you know what? I respect your opinion. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's not gonna like what you like.
It's all good.
We differ on all kinds of things,
Yeah.
and we've never. I'm not saying you and I can't stand to have an argument, okay, and survive.
We generally do.
but it never pulled us apart. Okay, that's
No.
Carmen. I
No.
may say something.
Right.
Hey, that's Darryl.
Yeah.
And it's all good. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I'm saying you can't take that stuff personally. You really can't.
Go on.
Carmen,
what you
remember
got?
when we had that black white supremacist on the show?
Yes.
Me and you kind of went off.
Oh my God. Yes.
Was it me? Who you talking about?
No, the one.
No, it was another one.
Guy that claimed to be like a reverend or something. Remember him? Do you remember
He was
him?
talking crazy.
Way crazy. I do remember
And I tried
that.
to give him the benefit of the doubt to make it a cohesive argument,
Ooh.
but he was talking so reckless. I'm like, dog, even I was like, all right, I'm done.
I remember.
I can't
I
do this.
remember that. I remember that. That was it. We've had some wild episodes.
And
but-
even Rashone, who has a strong personality, and he also, you talk about ego. I mean, he does have one. He is giving
No,
you.
You know what though?
You're giving your time for our little old podcast,
Rashone, you've earned it.
and
my
I
God.
appreciate
No,
it.
no, you've earned it. And this is what can we give him a few minutes to kind of like tell us what's been going on with his podcast, to kind of like give us, what's been going on in the last couple of years. What talk to us.
And can I go? And I'm gonna go to the restroom.
Don't do this. No, I want to hear him Rashone, tell us some of the stuff that's been going on, because I've been seeing you do big things.
Well, before I get into that, let me just say, part of the reason why I enjoy doing the show is obviously you guys, but then too, it gave me like a reprieve, because even I get tired of sneakers, right? And so being able to talk about other topics, it allowed me to kind of work on my hosting skills outside of my show.
Okay.
And I appreciate you, bro, because you made that jump from Detroit to Maumee, and I appreciate that. All jokes aside.
Hey, no problem. But as far as my show, we've been, we still kicking around. I find myself getting bored sometimes. Like once I've reached a certain peak, it's like, okay, what's next type thing.
Yeah.
Because like right now, everybody and their mama started a sneaker podcast, so it's kind of condensed right now. But I was able to do a TV show with the History Channel
Right. I saw
recently, and that was actually really dope. It was the name of the show is called The Fast History of, and the name of the episode that I was in was called Swoosh Dreams. It was the history of Nike, and so and the whole way that came about was I had written an article and it went viral,
Yeah.
and they saw it, and then that led them to my podcast. And I hear this a lot. A lot of people say that I sound like I'm from New York. and so they thought I was from New York, and then they realized I was from Detroit, but they liked what I had to say and how I said it so much that they were like, we're going to fly you out there anyway. And
Yeah.
so went to New York, filmed for like 4 hours, and, basically I had to, did an interview as far as what I knew about Nike and its history and all this other stuff. And so we did that, and then, they edited it and was on TV. And it's funny because I didn't even know when it was going to air. I was at work one night, and a whole bunch of people started texting me like,
That's
we
crazy.
just saw a
'cause
commercial
I literally
with you
saw
with it.
you on a commercial, and I'm sitting there like, "That's my dude."
I got to see that. I didn't see that.
It was dope. It was cool.
I bet you didn't.
Now let me ask you this, bro. How do you now? You've been doing a podcast for a long time. How do you keep the group together? Have you had some losses, some challenges? How did you weather the storm?
Kind of a little bit of planning and a little bit of luck. So like I'm always trying to think ahead, right? So I always have a plan B, right?
Okay.
So if this person ain't acting right, I already got a replacement in mind.
Oh wow.
Right.
Okay.
Understood. That's what
And-
I be
and
doing
so, too-
at home. I be like,
And
man,
You know what?
yeah.
she just don't
That's
know. Go on.
So, a good friend of mine, I think you might have heard of him, A-Wit, he told me that not everybody's dream is your dream, right? Or your dreams aren't everybody else's.
Understood.
And I was just like, that's deep. And so,
y'all
everybody
y'all
gets
talking to
excited.
each other. You talking to him behind my back?
You know what?
My fault. My
I
fault.
feel like
Woo!
that wasn't about you.
Check out the podcast coming this fall.
I was
But no, it's one of those things where, like, you start off with a group, and then we fell out. Actually, me and the first iteration of our show, we fell out. But like I said, I already had like the plan B already, and so I was able to kind of transition smooth.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound arrogant, but like I am the show, right? So therefore, no matter who's on there, as long as I'm there, it's going to have some semblance of cohesion because I'm there.
Well,
And
I
so-
look at it I get that. I'm crazy about Erika, and I'm crazy about you, okay?
Yeah.
But the core of the show is Carmen and I. So I get what you're saying. I understand that.
Yeah.
Like I would never do a show without her.
Right.
She'll do a show without me.
Don't do this. Don't do
I'm
this.
sorry.
You've done
I'm
a
sorry.
show without
Whoa.
me. You've done this show literally
But you know what,
without
though?
me.
I had to develop, and I'm bad at this now because I think I've let it go too far, but I just developed an attitude was like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what happens, I don't care.
It's
'Cause I'm gonna
it's
keep
your
moving.
baby, and you have to keep pushing because
Mm-hmm.
and that's to
Yeah.
me that's the commitment. That's the commitment to what it is that your brand. You're not just a show anymore. You're a brand. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so just
Right.
like this has become our brand, And I feel like there's a level of commitment that says whenever Darryl says we're going to do A, B, and C, somehow, some way, I want to be a part of it,
And I appreciate that, and I love you for that. We would have done a reunion show years ago. We talked,
Yeah,
but COVID hit,
yeah.
and I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do? Eric is sophisticated and classy, but what we gonna do? Have shields, plastic shields? You know what I mean?
We could have Skyped it.
We were gonna Zoom.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Now, and when the COVID hit, it was all messed up. Did you have COVID? Anybody have COVID?
I did not have COVID. I did not get COVID. I was the boy in the bubble. I didn't come out of my house for a year and a half. I literally did not come out of my
Rashone,
house.
did you have COVID?
Say what?
I think that's Erika. You know what, Rashone, can you do me a favor? We only got one line. Can you hang up? We're going to let Erika talk for a quick minute.
My podcast has multiple phone lines, but okay.
Eric, can you switch Erika in?
Love you.
Love you.
Love you too, Carmen.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you, bro.
Bye.
Can I get a love back? Nothing.
Okay, Darryl.
All right. We'll call you right back.
All right.
All right. Yep.
No, but you did. I'll tell her to call back. I didn't have COVID.
No, I didn't get COVID.
I did have to go to the doctor, and he told me what I have is not COVID. He just gave me a little penicillin, and
I don't think
no
that-
more burning.
That's
That's not
not.
COVID.
No, that's something else.
I thought it
I'm
was
sorry, sir. That's not COVID at all.
Now, how do you deal with challenges in keeping a group together? You have managed bands, your group.
I don't.
You don't what?
I don't keep them together.
You don't.
No, I actually am more along the lines of what Rashone does, and because I've come to the realization that the dream belongs to me. It does. And in terms of what it is that I need to do to push forward, to move forward, you either roll with me or get rolled over.
Wow.
That's how it goes. And most, when it comes to successful entities, people have to have the same level of commitment. And if they don't have that same level of commitment, and that's something that we actually share, when they don't have that same level of commitment, things fall apart. And you don't have the same vision. You can't continue if you don't have the same vision. When you came to me with the idea for this show, with it being from a liberal, from an independent, from a conservative standpoint, I felt that was something that we all needed because there was so much division and there's been so much polarization, not just politically, but socially, that people needed to hear people from all walks of life who could talk together sensibly and have and build relationships, because that is the way a working society should be, But if you don't have that vision, if you don't feel like this entity, this Full Circle podcast show is important to you or has an important voice, then it's not going to be something that you make the time for.
And which Full Circle podcast show, which I believe I came up with the name.
You did.
I think he wanted to, Nameless wanted to call it something else, but I full circle because I think life, everything comes full circle.
Yeah.
With you, because I'm in sales and everything, I think I talk, meaning that I have to sell you on this idea. And I didn't have to do too much,
No, I thought it was the idea whose time had come.
and
And it was the right time. And I can't say enough. I said it before, and I did the commercial, and I laughed my way through it, but I can't say enough how much Eric Sills has made this happen. Stone Soup has been our home from day one, and it's also been a place where we've found our way around podcasting and found ways to make it better and found this setup. Oh my God, it's state of the art, and I can't begin to tell you, like, from where we started to where we are now. This is amazing.
Well, I'll tell you,
he's done an amazing job.
You're absolutely right. I agree with you 100%. Now, Eric told me he never did a podcast. This is strictly for musicians, and so he was like, "Hey, all right, I'm going to do this."
Yeah.
And then he gave me this price. Okay.
This is amazing.
Then he was like, "I'm gonna tell you something. I'll never do this again for anybody for that price," because he didn't know
how much work goes into it, and it's such this is a labor of love for all of us. But I can't tell y'all how much I love you guys. It was the best for 3 years. It was the best part of my week. For 3 years, it was what
3 years
I looked forward to.
I never thought that it would last. I don't know. No, I didn't look at anything as a failure. I mean, but before you know it, man, the numbers keep going up, and you're like,
it became, such a, and I'll put this out there, and I will challenge you. I'll put this out there, and I will challenge you. I do believe that there's still more to say.
This was supposed to be the reunion episode. Which it ended up just being you and I in the studio, but that's fine. But I was like, I said, Carmen, let's do one episode. Let's have some fun.
That's and I'm the ball is in your court, but I believe there's still more to say.
Well, Mama, you right, because I said, Mama, we're going to do this episode. It's just a reunion episode, and then that's it. She's like, nah, y'all going to get there and have a whole bunch of fun, and you're going to have another episode.
I know.
I can book some time next week,
Hey, it's all good with me.
I can't afford you, Eric. Because I know our deal is canceled.
Look, see?
We got 4 cameras.
Oh, my
no.
Lord.
But hey, I mean, you know what? I was hoping that Erika was going to call in. She's been running
Now, if you watch P Valley, they had the grand reopen and the grand reopen and the
Wow.
grand reopening. Now we could always have a reunion.
I guess we could do that. I
feel like we could.
You know, but I tell you what, I guess we can just conclude the show. I guess if you.
Well, you know what? Do you have anything coming up that you want to share?
You know, I don't have nothing going on. My life is very simple.
Don't do this. Well, I tell you what, I would like to share that I will be opening for Patti LaBelle on.
Oh, look at this. What could I have said that would compete?
I will be opening for Patti LaBelle and Ramona Collins on September 16th.
September 16th. I'm going to come to that.
At Promenade Park. The ProMedica Music Series will be closing out the ProMedica Music concert series this year. My show is at 6:45, so come see me.
That is fantastic.
I will also be at Fishbones up in Southfield.
Detroit?
Yes.
Up by the casino.
Oh, yeah.
I don't gamble.
Don't do that. No, I'm going to be at the one, Fishbones West in Southfield on the 17th of September. So I hope to see you guys there. Thank you so much. Once again, take a stand for something. You have an opinion? Use it.
Use it. Good night, everybody.
Crime. Let's get it together. Education. Let's get it together. Marriage. Let's get it together. Politics. Let's get it together. Full circle. Poverty. Let's get it together. Race. Let's get it together. Full circle.